Okay, so you're gonna start with your fabric. It's 8 by 14-ish, okay? Your long side, you're gonna fold the fabric. So this is actually the front and back of the mask, but we're gonna fold it. So we want the pretty side in, and we're just gonna fold it in half. Because I don't wanna use a lot of time and energy, the next thing I did is I have 2 pieces of elastic. I know elastic's running thin. What some people are doing is they're getting like those elastic headbands and using those. But this is elastic I just happen to have because I make stuff. So anyway, what I'm doing is about 1/4 of an inch from the fold. I'm gonna pin this elastic inside my fabric. It might be closer to 1/2 of an inch. The other piece of that elastic, I'm gonna wrap it around and I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna put it about 1/2 of an inch from the edge, and I'm gonna pin that as well. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side of my fabric. I'm gonna pin my elastic in. This edge of the elastic is about 1/2 of an inch from the edge. Okay, so here's the deal. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna stitch. Make sure you leave a hole so you can flip this right side out. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna do it on the side where I don't have the elastic. I'm gonna put a pin right here to remind me to leave a hole open. I'm also going to use a red thread on the bottom bobbin of my sewing machine so that whenever people put the mask on, there's a red side and they know that's the side that goes on their face. So all those germs that they were trying to protect, they don't put the mask on backwards and put those germs directly on their skin. So I'm gonna stitch. Okay, as you can see, I stitched all the way around the fabric. I didn't do this side, the fold, because it doesn't need stitched. All the places where the elastic was, I back stitched so that those wouldn't come loose. This is the red thread side. This is my hole so I can flip it out. Yeah, so now what we're gonna do, my other side, I just use white thread, and I'm just keeping that red thread in there for whenever we flip our mask inside out, which is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna have to do more stitching. And whenever we do that, we want the people wearing the mask to know which side's the inside and which side is the outside. So whenever I first started doing this, I used someone else's directions, and that's where I got the measurements. But some of the things they said to do was a little difficult to follow, so I kind of made it up what to do next. So you're gonna flip this inside out. You wanna push out all these corners. Okay, so here's my mask flipped all the way out. Okay, so I'm folding my fabric and pinning it, and I didn't feel like, at first I tried to like do measurements. That's what the other tutorial told me to do, but it was just really hard to do those exact measurements and figure it all out. So you just want to do it to where it looks even, and that it's even across, and that you could do the 3 fold and pins on your mask. So I have 2, and I'm going to do 1 more. Okay, So once I have my 3 folds and pins, this is what my mask looks like. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to stitch so that I can take these pins out. So I'll stitch and I'll show you. Okay, so I just finished stitching. I stitched all the way around the mask. I stitched where I had my pleats pinned, and I stitched the whole mask because I didn't want, if they wash it, I didn't want it to like not stay solid and for them to not know where the top and the bottom of the mask is. So here we go. So it can fold out to fit their face, and that's why the pleats are in there. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns.